October and November is crunch time for high school seniors as they apply to college, and the pandemic has made matters even more challenging, canceling tests and tours. We talked with experts to find out what teens and parents need to know.
A lot of stress, especially with applications coming up, deadlines coming up.
Coronavirus has made the normally stressful college applications even more confusing for high school senior Isaac Lozano.
You have a certain expectation and everything just seems uncertain.
He's one of many high school seniors trying to figure out what they need for their applications. Answers have been changing all summer. High school counselor Matt Hunt says it's tough for students with so much up in the air.
Letters of recommendation, how to access a transcript. What do I do about SAT and ACT?
Don't worry about standardized tests. Cal State schools, including Cal Poly, have already said they won't use them this year. The same goes for UC Santa Barbara. UC schools initially made the tests optional, but in August, state courts ruled they can't use test scores because access to testing is limited by the pandemic, giving an unfair advantage to students who could take a test.
The lack of availability for students to test is really the culminating factor this year, I think.
The National Center for Fair and Open Testing lists more than 1,600 schools that have made tests optional for the upcoming school year and another 64 that won't use scores at all. But it's controversial. Without test scores, students will have to find other ways to stand out, like essays and personal statements.
That's where I would tell students to focus, is answering those questions candidly, answering them with their own student voice. Because if they are a student who has struggled with those opportunities, that's the place to share the why.
Most importantly, stay in touch with counselors and admissions offices through Zoom, email, text, and phone calls. UC schools say they plan to phase out the ACT and SAT and create their own admissions tests by 2025. Other schools have not announced plans for admission standards beyond the 2021 calendar year.